Welcome to Astrodology, the podcast that brings you knowledge, wisdom, and principles that can help you find the peace and comfort we all seek and deserve in our lives. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to this episode of Astrodology with Astrid. I hope you're doing well. As I'm making this recording, we are on the precipice of a new moon in Aries coming in on April 8th, 2024. This is a truly incredible, energetic, magical time. We're right in the midst of the eclipse season. So we've had our lunar eclipse, and tomorrow is the much awaited solar eclipse. We are also in Mercury retrograde. So what I love about this is we have this new moon, Mercury retrograde, and eclipse season. So eclipses are about, really what I see eclipses about is about healing some truth about yourself or relationships or something in your life. Mercury retrograde is like a cosmic pause. It's asking us to take a step back and to figure out, are we heading in the right direction? And then all of a sudden we got this new moon in Aries that's about taking action. So my message today is about, it's a combination of taking action and empowering the inner warrior, because when you think of Aries, when I think of Aries, I think of natural born leader, but I think of strength, I think of courage, and I do think of fighter, like a warrior. Aries is fearless and has so much energy. And so let's get into this. Action. God can't do for us what he can't do through us, I was told. So the idea is to pray and then keep your feet moving. That's what I was always taught. So empowering the inner warrior is the action and decisiveness of a warrior. So the idea is we do our meditation practices, we pray, we get our rest, we drink our water, we take our supplements, so that it leads to a whole healthy person, so that when it is time to take action, we will have the energy to do it. What really, really, really deserves to be the center stage in your life right now? And how can you begin to let go of others' opinions and truly follow your own bliss? The consciousness of I am pulsates through the entire universe. We attract what we are, says Teresa Mann. We've heard this in different versions. What you think about, you bring about is one of my favorite. I was reminded of one of my all-time favorite quotes while watching Finding Joe. Finding Joe is about Joseph Campbell's work and the hero's journey. The hero's journey is a path that it is said that we go through. If you follow the path of the hero's journey, at some stage in your life, we've all gone through the hero's journey where we get on this path and things seem to go awry, and then we have this grand awakening. But Joseph Campbell, gosh, what an amazing inspiration in my life. The quote says, "The privilege of a lifetime is being who you are." So get into the driver's seat of your life and apply your foot firmly on the gas pedal. Head for the adventures, the creations, and the ideas that are burning in your soul. Try to focus intently on what you really want and ignite it with your sincerity, your faith, and your internal power. We have to face fear head on sometimes, and the tension and the worry of the how, and let that be and just go for it, knowing that that stuff will show up. The how will show up if we just take the first step. And knowing that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, said Lao Tzu. Focusing on why you are doing something helps to unlock the people, the information, the ideas, and knowledge, and allows the universe to take care of the details. So isn't that refreshing? Once we click into why we're doing something, then things will show up. I love the title of the book by Gabrielle Bernstein, The Universe Has Your Back. And for you, that could be source, that could be God, that could be nature, that could be spirit, whatever it is. But there is a confluence that comes together for us to support us. There is a magical confluence of this planetary energy that's happening. So eclipses and retrogrades may have us feeling a bit off kilter. You may be feeling very wakeful, not able to sleep very well, not able to stay into a deep sleep. You may feel out of balance. So know that some of this is that external energy that we are a part of. So instead of blaming yourself, being afraid of what you're going to, feel that you are part of this collective energy, and that just like everything else, we ebb and flow. We pass through different seasons and changes of life. I know these days in Southern California, the weather is so interesting. We had hail. It's been sunny, hot. It's been raining. Unexpected rain seems to come out of nowhere. And then we had a cold spell. It was just absolutely freezing. It kind of harkened us back to January, February. But if we just stay in the present moment of what's happening, we find a little bit of magic in that. Will Rogers said, even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. So what I love about the Energist time, in April 2024, with all this energy, is that the beauty of eclipses is that they bring to light truth and things that have been hidden from us. This includes things you have hidden or denied from yourself, because the unconscious mind, part of the mind, is a master of hiding and covering our own shadow work from us. That's why they call it shadow work, because it is something that is hidden. It is always helpful to, no matter what is going on in the external world, to clean up our own emotional wreckage while investigating and following our own paths. This thought comes from Dr. Wayne Dyer. He took a poem by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. His poem, Lose This Day Loitering. He broke it down into what it actually means. So here's the poem. Lose this day loitering, 'twill be the same story. Tomorrow and the next more dilatory. Each decision brings its own delays, and days are lost lamenting o'er lost days. Are you in earnest? Seize this very minute. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Only engaged, and then the mind grows heated. Begin it, and then the work will be completed. So, Dr. Wayne Dyer says this: Goethe's message to us today is not so much in the voluminous body of his creative endeavors, but in the way he lived his life. He demonstrated a willingness to live a full and resplendent life, to be adept in the multiplicity of pursuits, and to permit a spirit of ecstasy to permeate his activities. Goethe was gloriously alive, a man of enormous creative energy. There is much that we can learn if we allow his greatness to guide us in today's world. The most effective way to teach anyone what we would like them to know is through behavior, not words. Often endless hours are spent in conversation expressing our frustrations about what we find objectionable, and verbally exchanging insults and examples of what is so exasperating. The desired change does not materialize, and you are still experiencing the anguish of being mistreated. It may be true on some level that communication is the key to successful relationships, but often it seems that the more words are exchanged, the less successful the outcome. This can be true with significant others, family members, employers, employees, even your own children. This is a Chinese rhyme that says, this one makes a net, this one stands and wishes. Would you like to make a bet? Which one gets the fishes? So it takes a lot of faith and consistent focus and determination these days to keep going each day. Look at how Mother Earth and the environment is speaking so loudly through monumental natural disasters and odd weather patterns. I think there was almost a 7.0 earthquake on the East Coast last week. These earthquakes are supposed to be happening in Southern California or on the West Coast. So that was fascinating. We have powerful tools inside of us to help us through these sketchy times. So I was always taught through my yoga practice and meditation discipline is that if we just turn inward, we can catch a hand of strength that way. We must strengthen ourselves, our containers of who we are. These containers are the powerful trio of our body, mind, and spirit that not only the yoga practice assists us with, it's the mental, the emotional, and physical aspects that movement in our life aids us in. So any kind of movement, walking, Tai Chi, Pilates, anything that you do, but connecting this body, mind, spirit is vital. We all seem to suffer from inclination to discuss our problems endlessly. We put together committees to study problems and go to the committee meeting to talk about all the reasons that something probably cannot be done. But people of action are not inclined to join committees and listen to ad hoc reports. People of action, those who make a difference in life, those whom we most admire, all seem to know the truth of the ancient wisdom. What you do speaks so loudly, I cannot hear what you say. Be a doer, and in the process, you will do more to teach others and bring fulfillment into your life than all the words in the dictionary can ever convey, said Dr. Wayne Dyer. So utilize this season of Aries, this fire. Fire is about transformation, and fire cleanses. And what I love about fire is whatever it burns out of its way, it creates a new path. William James, action may not bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, action springs not from thought, but from a readiness for responsibility. Joan Baez, action is the antidote to despair. Action is the antidote to despair. So the idea is, again, our words, actions, and thoughts must be aligned for true growth, change, and shift to happen. So maybe, again, we break things apart. The theory is, how do you eat an elephant? How you take down an elephant? Bit by bit. So the idea is maybe we have to work on our words first and develop integrity about our words. And our words would be what we think, what we say to others, what we write, and what we put out in the internet, what we text, all of these things. Maybe we start with our actions. Maybe we solidify to take one small step every day. Or maybe we just think about our thoughts. This is an anonymous quote, but it says, thoughts are boomerangs returning with precision to their source. Choose wisely what you throw. Adaya Shante says, what the universe will manifest when you are in alignment with it is a lot more interesting than what you try to manifest. Abraham Hicks, stop the chain of pain. Alignment means allowing. Take the path of most allowance. Wayne West, the short answer, whatever you believe is what others see. They feel it. Another anonymous quote, God only gives us 3 answers. Yes, not yet, or no, or I love you too much. Lao Tzu, mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. So the question for each man is not what he would do if he had the means, time, influence, and educational advantages, but what he will do with the things that he already has, says Frank Hamilton. The question for each man is not what he would do if he had the means, time, influence, and educational advantages, but what he will do with the things he has. Jeanette Burson, don't drink at the water's edge. Throw yourself in and become the water. Only then will your thirst be quenched. So physical movement helps to strengthen our physical containers. Our breath work, when we engage in breath work and we connect with the breath, especially when we're in moments of upset, it strengthens our emotional and mental containers. And meditation is the practice that strengthens our emotional and mental containers. So fortunately, if we are not totally mentally strong, by focusing on physical activity, asana, yoga practices, walking, etc., and strengthen our bodies, our minds start to shift. If we are not physically strong, our minds and emotions can help us stay focused so that we can take the first steps to become stronger. So that's what I love about the body-mind connection. We always have at our disposal at any given time. One of them are going to be stronger than the other. You know, for some people that are in deep despair, they feel like they can't move or they can't think. In those moments, it comes back to just starting with the least resistance of what you can do. So I created this simple acronym to help you stay consistent and reminded of how quickly we can get off track. I call it WAT, W.A.T, and I pronounce it what. What? What is what? W-A-T. Words, actions, thoughts. These all must align for shift to occur. What thoughts are you committed to? Words, action, thoughts. Words, action, thoughts are you giving your attention to? Words, action, thoughts are you focused on? What are you dedicated to? What do you believe? What are you changing? What are you willing to let go of? What are you going to forgive? What habits do you want to seed and elevate in your life? What kind of environment do you live in? So again, what is your words, actions, thoughts? What kind of environment do you live in? So word equals spirit. What we respirate and what we speak into existence out loud. This is out loud or written. Action is body, what we do, how we follow through, how we show up to the world. And thoughts equal the mind. What we think about, we bring about. And it's what keeps us earnest. So I know we unpacked a lot today, but the idea is bit by bit, inch by inch. I think today, again, ever since we've gone through the pandemic, it truly can be second by second, and that's good enough. So another thought from Dr. Wayne Dyer. Do not think about finishing a project or about how overwhelming the task may seem. Do nothing more than begin by seizing this minute. Stop the excuses you have come to rely on to explain why you don't get the really important things accomplished in your life. The main reason you haven't completed what you say you would like to do is that you have refused to begin seizing the moment. All the excuses are just that, excuses. In your heart, you know this is true. Surround yourself with doers. Be around people who demonstrate their boldness. And conversely, remove yourself physical from those who encourage you to wallow in your excuses and in your explanations. Keep your immediate field of energy free from contamination. It's so true. It's the people that we associate with, environment is so key to everything. We have to have peace in our environment. And even if we start with that, cleaning up the clutter, doing a deep cleanse and keeping our environment clean automatically starts to inspire us to keep everything else clean. So this is about taking action. Use this energy of this Aries season, this new moon in Aries that's coming in. So the new moon in Aries is coming in at 19 degrees. 1 plus 9 equals a 10, and that reduces to a 1. So Aries is the first zodiac sign. We've got this one energy on the new moon. Remember, new moons are about new beginnings, fresh opportunities. And the idea is whether you hear this message in May or June, whenever you hear this message, it's going to be appropriate. Because the truth is, every day we wake up, we are new and we get a chance to start all over again. We don't have to wait for a new year. We don't have to wait for our birthday. We don't have to wait for a new moon. We have the power in our hands today. Again, that quote from Jeanette Burson, don't drink at the water's edge. Throw yourself in, become the water. Only then will your thirst be quenched. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to this episode of Astrology with Astrid, the action and decisiveness of a warrior. Namaste. Thank you for listening to Astrodology. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help support the podcast, please hit the subscribe button and tell your friends about it by sharing this program on social media. You can also follow me on Instagram at Coda Life Goddess or at CodaLife.com. Coda is C-O-T-A, Coda Life Goddess or CodaLife.com. Thank you again for listening to Astrodology, and I'll see you next time.